welcome back to our discussion about World Wide Web and related topics. So, in our previous session, so we discussed about following things as follows. First one is World Wide Web. We discussed about what is web and how we can connect to the web and how web application works out and how we can develop web applications, and so what are the technologies we have to use, and what is the structure of a web application. So just in our previous class we wind up just speedily. So just I want to repeat once again about this web application structure flow. Okay. So so once a user triggers a request. So for example, it may be a login, or it may be for a file. So it may be for a document, it may be for a video. So once you request sent to web server through internet, web server receives your request, and after validating server-side validation, completing server-side validation, so it performs a business logic. So just before we discussed about like Facebook application, so whether it is these username and password entered properly or not, after executing that business logic. For example, if we say we are working on a banking application, so business logic, what business logic contains means, so once you enter into an ATM machine, okay, ATM center, so you insert your card, and and entered for some amount, so you didn't have that sufficient balance. Okay, so we need to develop that site is. So before going to hit this hit the information, so that business logic contains, for example, a bank clerk entering some account number and searching for his details, account holder details, and his banking like amount details, balance details. So once he entered the account number, so server, our application has to verify, so whether this account number is valid or improper. Okay, if that account number found in that server means a database server, it validates and it goes to next level. So I have this web account number, it says a web server. Okay, so then it goes to next level, means what is the balance he is having. So for example, that person requested for 1 lakh, but he is having just 10,000 rupees only. Okay, so in that case, that ATM machine or a bank clerk doesn't give that amount because he didn't have sufficient balance. Okay, that is a business logic. Okay, after validating, so if for example he is having that amount, what is the amount he requested for? So in that case, so that clerk or ATM machine has to provide that amount. So what is our business logic here is, so verifying that account number is the first business logic, and after that if that account number is successfully verified and the database having that account number, the next level business logic verification is the minimum amount, like whatever the amount is requested by the account holder. Okay, these are the two other business logics. Okay, so after and we may have some other logic over there, so we will discuss about that later. So these two logics are qualified eligible. So in that case, this account number moved to request, what he requested for is he requested for withdrawal. Okay, so when he is withdrawing, these two are verified. Just database receives a request from the web server. So please deduct some amount. So he is for example he is requesting for 1 lakh. So for existing number, it may be 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs or it may be 1 lakh only. So once he withdraws that amount, so in the database server the number also be modified. If he is having 2 lakhs for say, so in that 2 lakhs he already withdrawed, just now he withdrawed 2 lakhs. So now what has to be like updated is 2 lakhs minus 1 lakh. So current value should be 1 lakh. Okay. So after receiving that withdrawing that 1 lakh, database must be updated. Okay, that is the database server contains. Okay, so this is the web application flow. So once web server receives that amount and that value updated successfully, it returns a like a page, some message to the user. So he successfully withdraw some amount, 1 lakh or 10,000. So if doesn't, for example, say he doesn't have the account number, so you entered invalid account number. So that is also a user input. Okay, that is also user output. So in case he doesn't have that sufficient balance, in that case, so web server must be reverts with a message of you didn't have sufficient balance, you are having insufficient balance. So these are the 3 possible outputs: successful transaction, invalid, successful and unsuccessful. In that successful, it's okay. In that unsuccessful, there are 2 chances. One is maybe account is invalid account number, and value, that amount he didn't have insufficient balance. Okay. So what happened, just let's discuss, like let's say first thing, user entered the amount, like user to server, it process and web business logic, and after that data access communicates database server, and database server returns the value, and from database server web server receives that information, and web server decides which page, which front end, which UI page we have to revert back. So that web page will be displayed to the user. Okay, this is the web application flow. Okay, so if you want, so you can look over here. So user triggers the request to web server over the internet. Web server receives the request after client side validation and performs server side validation. Okay, here application performs 2 validations. One is client server. Client server means JavaScript, and in server side means it may be JSPs, any other things. Okay, and executes the business logic and performs the request to database server through data access methods. Okay, after connecting to the database server executes that request query and reverts back with the data which user requested for. Okay, after receiving the data from database server, who receives the data? Web server receives the data from database. So database server directly don't returns the data to the client. So it has to return the data to the server, web server only. Okay, so once web server receives the data, it will be display, it will be username, whatever the information what we requested for, it will be shown to our web browser. Okay, and next thing is, one second, and what are the web terminologies? So we have like some web browsers, we have some web terminologies. So coming to web terminologies, most probably we hear about IP address or like ISPs, internet service providers, and HTML pages, HTTP protocols, FTP protocols. In that, so say what is ISP? ISP means internet service provider. So here, like we can see over here, web browsers, not this web terminologies. Okay, so in that ISP means internet service provider. It may be Google, it may be BSNL or ACT or B or any other thing. Okay, internet service provider. If you have internet connection, then only you can be able to connect to the server. Okay, so ISP is mandatory, internet service provider. And so if you have ISP, yes, you have a LAN connection. So you may hear about LAN. or Wi-Fi. Okay, LAN means local area network. Okay, local area network means, so your internet service provider provided you the internet through cable, a cabling service. Okay, that is called a LAN, local area network. And in other case, you may have a router. Okay, so in the router, so you can access without a cable. Okay, it's a Wi-Fi. Yes, most probably everyone uses Wi-Fi. Okay, after that we will have some other things like IP address. Okay, so most probably every website having a IP address, okay, internally. So but we will find about just output is a name. Okay, HTTP Facebook www.facebook something whatever .com .in.net. Okay, so after that what will we have is it may be HTML. So this is also a web terminology. It's HTML means marking some elements using tags is HTML. Okay, HTML stands for hypertext transfer protocol. Sorry, HTML, hypertext markup language, and we may use CSS and JavaScripts. After that, we may have just before we discussed about protocols. Okay, protocols means some rules and regulations, how the application to be delivered to the user. It may be IP, it may be HTTP, or it may be FTP, any other thing. Okay, IP address means just it may contain one second, just it may contains IP address digits only. Okay, IP, like we have here IPv4, IP4, IP6. Okay, in that internet protocols, it contains digits divided into 4 parts. Okay, for example 192.0.168.1 or 0. Okay, those are 4 parts containing differentiated by dotted terminators. Okay, so let's enter some number, just for example 198.168.1.0.1. okay, that is IP address. And coming to HTTP, just from beginning of our class we are discussing about what is the IP address, like HTTP. Okay, HTTP means hypertext transfer protocols, means a web application uses HTTP protocols. Okay, and it may use FTPs or it may use other protocols. So FTP stands for file transfer protocol. Okay, so it is used to transfer our files through internet from one system to one other system, and where we are same using HTTP protocols. Okay, and next thing is web browsers. So when you want to connect to the web internet, so for example when you want to connect to a Facebook from PC, I'm not discussing about like a mobile. So here we are discussing about a system PC. So in that we have to connect, like if you want to connect to Facebook or any Gmail, anything, any site. For example, it may be your college site, it may be your university site. You need to have a web browser, as we discussed about like a Chrome, or it may be a Mozilla Firefox, anything. Okay, so it web browser uses HTTP protocols over the internet. Okay, so in that, just let's discuss about this web browser. So like this is a web browser. Let's give me a second. 1 second. So this is Chrome, a web browser. So a web browser contains some tabs, okay, some of the information. In that web browser, these are the most popular web browsers: Mozilla, Chrome, Opera, and as we discussed about, like in mobile applications we may use Opera, and we may have UC browser, any other things. Those are also applications, but those are mobile applications. Comes to system, these are web applications. Okay. So it may contains, for example, let's look into this web browser. So it contains some options, some like some settings, some other zoom. That option. Okay. Here we have some options too. It's used to open a new tab. Okay. It's having a Control T for a new tab, and a new window, Control N. Okay, let's check it out. So I'm working on this page, Facebook already, and I want to open some other information. It may be my Gmail account, maybe. Okay. So look at here. This is the first tab, and this is the second tab. Okay. If you want to open some other tab, you need to click here over here. Just before we discussed about, we can use Control T. Okay. So just one thing. So shortcut key for open a new tab is Control plus T for tab. Okay, sorry, T for tab. And if you want to open a new window, so if you have here we have like so many windows, I mean so many tabs. So you want to open new window. So shortcut key is Control N. Okay, and same way, if you close just by accidentally you closed previous tabs. Just let me I'm closing these tabs. So if I want to retrieve those tabs, so that is not a problem. Just before we have having 3 tabs only. In that case, I am just opening so many tabs. Okay. Yes. So by accidentally, just I close some window. So how many tabs here we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Here we have 10 tabs. Every tab containing some information. So what we needed for. So by accidentally I closed some. I don't know which tab I closed. So I want to retrieve what the tab closed is. So just I'm closing some other. Just closed. So now how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, sorry. Just before we were having 10. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I want to retrieve those tabs. So the shortcut key is for retrieving or opening recently closed tabs is Control plus Shift plus T. Okay. So just you can observe over here, Control plus Shift plus C. Okay. So Control T is you are using for open a new tab. Okay. In the same way, Control Shift T, it uses to open recently closed tabs. Okay, just I am going to Control Shift T. Okay, automatically some tab opened one more time. So here also it is opened some link, some tab. Okay, how this is how we can open and close some tabs. Okay, and after that, so here we have like our history. Okay, it means so we closed so many tabs and opened so many tabs. Just I am clicking over here on history. Okay, recently closed are these are the recent closed tabs. Okay, and so I want to complete view into complete history. Yes, Control H, Control History. So previously we opened these many sites. Okay, it shows complete browsing history. If you want to remove, so you can remove. Okay, yes, you can click over here and just you can clear your browsing data. Okay, just at this moment I am not clearing that data. Okay, next other things are some bookmarks. Okay, so most probably everyone uses like regular sites. Just say Facebook. Okay, if a sincere student we have, if okay, he may use for some Wikipedia, wiki, or he may use some websites about books. Okay, or YouTube. So these are the regular sites. If you are using these sites are regularly, so you don't need to enter like complete URL every time. Okay, so if you save your bookmarks over here in that bookmarks option, so you can have those bookmarks, so you can directly access those things, bookmarks. So here I am using like these are the bookmarks. Okay, so I no need to enter like complete website again and again. Just go over here and click on bookmarks and just inadu, click on this thing. Okay, so it is showing something. So just I want to bookmark some other thing. So let's say, so I am closing all the things. So one more thing. So if you want to close a tab, shortcut key is Control plus W. Okay, this is used to close a tab. Just I will try Control W and again W. Yes, okay, automatically they are closing. Yes, okay. And one more thing I want to know about. So if you have so many links, okay, open tabs, in the tabs, so if you want to just say how many are there, this is 1, this is 2, 3 and 4. In that, if you want to switch to this third tab, okay, you can just enter switch to third tab. You can enter Control, place that number. What is that number? 3. Okay, so whatever the tab you want to move, so say this time Control plus first tab 1. Okay, so whatever the tab you want to move is, just you can Control plus enter. So just I am entering Control 3. Sorry, this is some other thing. Okay, and so we are discussing about bookmarks. I'll enter some facebook.com. So here I can, it is just you can find out this star, it means it already bookmarked. So I'll enter some new tab, let's say Wikipedia, same. So it's so just you can find out here. So it shows, if it shows with star, blue star, it is bookmarked. If it doesn't, so empty star, it means it is not bookmarked. So I am going to bookmark this, just bookmark. So it prompts us, so where do you want to store this bookmark? Okay, we can have folders or everything. Okay, so just it's showing bookmarks or other bookmarks, choose another folder. So I am clicking on bookmarks, and click on done. Okay, we will have those bookmarks. Let's see here, this is the bookmark. Okay, and we can remove the bookmarks also. Just right click, it shows some options to delete. Okay, so just I'll remove this bookmarks and click on our bookmark, just delete. Okay, now let's look into that bookmarks. So it is gone. Okay, and other features, let's show. Okay, it zooms, means you can zoom in or zoom out your page. So just we are having, this is the regular view. So if I want to zoom more, like, okay, it is increasing. So what is the current zoom number is 150. Okay, so shortcut for zooming in, zooming out is zoom. For zoom in, control plus place. Okay, this is for zoom in. If you want to zoom out, control plus and symbol. Okay, and if you want to just default zoom, then in that case control plus number 0, digit 0. Okay, these are the 3 shortcuts to use it for zooming a web page, zooming a window. Okay, and in that, next thing is we are having a print option. So it may be we will have in other things also, like in a web page, word page, anything. Yes, I am clicking on that. So this is